Oh man, I was gonna have a heart attack, Max.
Kien did it again.
No, I didn't. The microphone was just not hooking up. That was totally not my fault.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Tangent. You probably heard this on the Takedown Breakdown that's premiered on Thursday, a couple of days before this comes out. We are putting the Robro podcast on a hiatus.
Yep.
Yeah, so sorry guys, you can ask us questions and we can just answer it on other podcasts.
Yeah, we'll just shove them in somewhere.
Yeah, like
link you the video on your question. Be like, here, figure it out.
Right.
I don't know where it's at. We answered it somewhere in here.
Yeah, and it's not like, people are, some people are probably going to ask why.
Reasons.
I always promised myself, no matter what I do, if I feel like I'm like starting to like not like it or hate it, when I've reached the point where I'm like, I'm like, oh, I have to do this. I promised myself I didn't want to reach that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like, I'm not throwing away.
It's not gone.
It's not gone.
But we're setting it aside for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we were just trying to work things out. Like we're working pieces and knits out. The thing that the idea for what the Robro podcast will be is that we'll have a certain guest on that time when we have a certain topic, and we'll sit down with them and talk about that topic. Woo. That's the goal. So the Tangent is taking over, and the Tangent is like it has been. We're going to be talking about weird news. We're talking about some funny news. We're just talking about some weird ass trailers we watched. Like these, like the trailers we don't get to in, because I think they're just dumb for the Robro news.
Yeah, tangents that don't make sense. Tangents that are just out there, or tangents from things from other countries.
Because Let's be fair, the last couple of podcasts turned into tangents, so we're like, you know what, we're just gonna...
Yeah, we might as well morph it into a tangent,
yeah, we
more
just
or less.
turned it into a tangent, and like I said, I will, when things come, we're obviously gonna have a Halloween podcast. There's no way we're not gonna be talking spoopy stuff. Like, we'll definitely talk spoopy stuff. Jay's still working on his podcast. Unfortunately, we don't have like I said in the Game of Thrones review, we don't have the Jay of Thrones anymore. That kind of fell off the wagon. Like, it's here nor there. My friend Alex is working on something. She hasn't has a title yet, but it's coming. Dem Game Boys is doing pretty well. Woo! I mean, hell, shit, like... If Zach's been here numerous times now. If Zach wants to do something, if he's like, "Hey, Kien, can I do something?" I'll be like, "All right, Zach, you could definitely do something." I don't know what you'll do.
No.
If you and Gil just want to make bad jokes all
if you guys want to take a half hour to just make stupid jokes, go ahead.
Be our guest. Like Ryan's Let the Fans Talk. Like we changed schedules. Like it said. We didn't have we had a somewhat idea of how the schedule was going to change.
Yeah.
Knowing that Thursday Night Football really kicks off whatever what Ryan does.
Mm-hmm.
So Let the Fans Talk. You got a double dose of Let the Fans Talk last week, but now it's going to be on a Thursday. So that means the Robro News will be on Sunday. You'll still have the Takedown Breakdown on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Dem Game Boys got moved up to Tuesday.
Woo!
Tangent will be Wednesday. Let the Fans Talk, and then Max and I will have Fanime, and then Saturday we'll have BroQuest. And throughout there, our YouTube will also have different videos playing. Like we just put up Sonic Mania. We just put up Risk Part 1. There's 3 parts to Risk. The last video is only 10 minutes. The first 2 videos are an hour, so bear with it. There's a lot of
It gets funnier the longer you watch it.
So,
except for the last 10 minutes is kind of just
Ryan rubbing it in our face.
I wasn't going to say who it was, but fuck it. Whatever.
Ryan wins, but he wins really funny.
Yeah.
And some people are sore losers like me, and I kind of walk off again. Like I usually do on competitive video games. So we're just going to smack right into the trailers, and Max, Did you ever watch Woody the Woodpecker as a child?
Yeah, I actually got made fun of because when I was a kid, I used to laugh like that.
You kind of look like that too, so it doesn't help.
Fuck you. God damn it.
It's like you have a Woody the Woodpecker shirt on. I'm like, Max, it's being so egotistical to have yourself on the face. Your face on a shirt.
I don't have a Woody the Woodpecker shirt. I have a lot of graphic tees, but that's something I don't have.
Really? I'm super surprised you don't have a Woody the Woodpecker t-shirt.
Well, normally when I buy t-shirts, not gonna lie, I go to random places like Hot Topic, JCPenney, and like random ass places like that where like their graphic tees are usually pretty cheap. I just look through the bins of shit and I'm like, this one looks good, this one looks good, this one looks good. And I end up with like 12 new graphic tees and I wear like 3 of them.
Yeah, but you're also a dad, so like you can wear like graphic tees and cargo shorts, and it's like socially acceptable.
All right, I only wear the cargo shorts because that's my work attire. So fuck you,
man. It's understandable. Like, I don't know. See, like I got made fun of once for wearing jorts once, and I quit wearing them.
Yeah, I don't wear jorts either.
I got made fun of once for wearing jorts, and they're like, "Hey, Dad, what's up?" I'm like, "I'm not a fucking dad, okay?"
Nope.
Fine, I'm not wearing shorts. Fuck you. They're comfortable, but fuck you.
I, at one point in time, owned like 6 pairs of jorts, and I have never worn jorts outside of my house before. Like, if I'm doing laundry day or some shit, and I don't have anything to wear, and I know people are eventually going to show up, and I'd rather not walk around in my underwear, I will wear a pair of jorts. But other than that, they never get touched.
My friend Dan is hilarious. He's a dad. He's like, dude, Kien, you just gotta say, fuck it. They're comfortable as shit. And I'm like, Dan, but that's the thing. You're married. You have kids. It's game over for you. Like, I'm still trying to go out there and date.
Kien's
like,
still attempting to wander around somewhere.
Attempting to date. Like, it's just like, you know. Maybe I shouldn't date though. Like that. Recently, I've come to that realization. Like, maybe I should just stop dating.
Yeah, it ends really well for you. Just about every time.
It ends with like an awkward silence. Like it's not like
they just break up. It ends with them just like forgetting to text each other back for 2 weeks at a time.
Right, and like
and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit.
I don't think we're dating anymore. Or like, you know, it ends with like I don't know, we've had this story, I don't know if we've said this on air, but like I'm not gonna bring up any names because that's just not cool.
Names.
No names. But like, you know, like I was like just chilling with this girl and we were like we had this, you know, I don't know what it was. It was just kind of like, hey, this is cool, let's watch movies and shit, and like hang out and do stuff. Like, and then like she like was like, I think we should just be friends, and like I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then she quit talking to me. And I'm just like, what? And someone's like, well, you were supposed to be like, no, we should be more than friends. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to like put myself out there.
To be shut down?
Well, not even to be shut down. It's just like, for me, it's just like, that to me is probably an opening of a toxic relationship.
Well,
like, no.
Yeah, well, I get you, though, where, like, the first thing she brings up is, like, a mind game, like, right away. I get you.
Plus, I dated a girl that was a complete fucking stalker. Like, I didn't even date her. Like, all right, so she is, like, you know, a couple of years younger than me. Mm-hmm. So she's a little bit immature.
A little bit.
So, I did the 3-strike rule.
Mm-hmm.
So, we went on one date. She was annoying as shit. She wouldn't shut up during the fucking movie. She was just, you know, just like, oh my god. Like, you know, all that shit. Strike 1.
Yep.
Strike 2. I'm just chilling at my house. Like, I'm about to go to bed. Because, you know, I love reading.
Yeah.
I love reading, sitting before I go to sleep. And I get a call. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, well, nothing. I'm just reading. She's like, oh, you want to hang out? I'm like, not really. She's like, oh, well, I'm outside of your house right now.
Oh,
strike 2.
Yeah, don't do that. That's just
strike
scary.
2. Yeah, right. And then like the third strike came back. She came back from college. She seemed like, you know, I was like, you know what? She seemed a little bit more mature than, you know, she was before she left. So I'm like, hey, let's go out on a date. Again, would not shut up during the fucking movie. Like like, granted, I saw Star Wars Rogue One already.
Yeah, you had seen it.
I had seen it, but still, like, I, you know.
The premise of going out to a movie is not to talk through the entire movie.
Right,
it's
and
to
like,
watch the movie.
Granted, people are like, why do you go on dates to a movie? I'm like, that's very understandable. I already know this person has have rapport with her, so I will go out to a movie. Like,
yeah.
I don't think, like, if anyone's listening, like, who obviously, because apparently 16-year-olds listen to us, so I'm like, all right, so if you ask a girl out, don't take her to a movie on your first date.
Oh God, no.
You need some more interactive. Like, be like, let's go on a walk or something. And
yeah, a walk is a really good first date. It's cheap and it's easy.
Right. It's cheap. It's easy. What? Yeah, and you know, and it's nice. Like, as long as you're not a serial killer. Like, don't like molest her or anything like that.
Right.
Like,
just go on a walk.
Yeah. Just
don't do it at like 2 a.m. and like take her through a creepy forest because she's probably not going to show up.
No. So like, just be you know.
Yeah.
Like
it lets you talk. Like, there's not something distracting you. You kind of have to talk. So it makes you figure out whether or not you like the person.
And and that's the thing with like movies. The movies you don't get any talk, but you can pull the Ryan, which is a really smart move, personally, because like we go to an early movie first, then go to dinner, so we have something we can talk about.
Yeah.
See, and that if you do it like that,
that's
right
a good
ahead.
way to do it. Yeah.
Don't go dinner first then movie, because then like if you have an awkward silence during dinner,
you can at least talk about the movie and finish off dinner knowing that this is awkward and probably not going to work.
Right. And you know what movie you shouldn't take her to?
Anything.
Pick-a-pow!
Oh my God.
The Wood Pecker Movie. Now, I know we got tangented again about like relationships, but we just sat and like y'all should just Google it. Like, search Pick-a-Pow the movie.
God,
it's Woody the Woodpecker. And it's only for Brazil. Like, Max was like, oh my gosh.
The second I saw Woody the Woodpecker, I was like, oh my God, I want to see this. And then Kien was like, fuck you, it's only in Brazil. And I was like, I want to stab your heart.
Here's the thing that's weird. Like, I Googled Woody the Woodpecker. Brazil, like, apparently South America really, like, has a weird hard-on for Woody the Woodpecker. Like, the old cartoons, they're just, like, they're all edited and, like, things like that. I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah.
The trailer, Woody the Woodpecker, like, if you cut out some of the scenes, it looks like he's murdering people.
He's a little deviant.
He's an asshole.
Screwing with deforestation, like, pour cement into people's sunroof while they're in the car. Like, I mean, they open the door and get out, but still.
Yeah, but he's a little asshole.
He's a little shit. Like, he fucking tears the caution tape off of the fucking electrical box and, like, you don't even think about it, and then, like, 4 scenes later, you see a guy flip a switch and he's getting, like, fried. I mean, it's cartoon getting fried, so, like, he goes skeleton, not skeleton, skeleton, not skeleton, and falls.
It looks fun, and, like, the cast is weird, because, like I said, it had the guy from who played fucking Kien in Supernatural. Yeah, it was weird, like, and they're obviously dubbing their voice. Like,
it's straight up obvious.
It's straight up dubbed, and you can tell. The only one who doesn't look like it's being dubbed is Woody the Woodpecker, but he's an animated cartoon. And
freaking cartoon.
I think it looks weird. It looks like it actually has a legit budget.
Yeah, like it didn't look like a crapshoot movie, that's for sure.
It looked like Yogi the Bear, and like I didn't hate Yogi the Bear. Like I thought it was dumb, but I thought it was funny dumb.
Right.
So like, I mean, if they have an American release, I'll give it a try.
I'll watch it. Yeah,
I'll give it a try. How many friends do you have on Facebook, Max?
Enough.
Like, did you give it like a rough guesstimate?
400.
400
something? I don't know.
400 something.
Hold up. Let me go to Facebook. I shall find out.
Let me see how many friends I have. I have 555 friends on Facebook.
How do you get to your profile on your phone?
You just go to profile?
I'll figure it out.
Why don't I just, like, look? Like, I think, it's not that hard to, like, look.
Friends. I have 450.
You know, there's this strange German film called Friend Request.
Oh yeah, this looks interesting.
It's a movie.
It looks almost as bad as some other movie I got dragged to.
Oh, like it's
called Wish Upon.
There's some things. It's like,
this movie looks bad. Basically, from what we've gotten, the premise of this is some high school girl has absolutely no friends on her Facebook, sends a friend request to a chick accepts it, chick later posts a picture of like her and 3 friends and like captions it best friends forever or some bullshit like that. The next day, girl with no friends comes up to her and like pushes her and is like, I thought we were best friends, blah blah blah, why'd you add me if we weren't friends? And kills herself and is posting the suicide video.
Yeah, and apparently she's like a witch and she's like using
like it's weird.
She's killing off she's posting like creepy videos on this like through ghost form. Yeah. On this girl's Facebook, which all her friends are like, oh, I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah, so like in like one of the things is like she types into her status whatever thing is you'll know what it likes to feel alone too or something like that. And then like every third scene it's just like showing her friends number drop. This chick started off with like 3,000 friends. So I'm sure she hasn't talked to a third of them in like 10 years.
All right, yeah, no. So, the only not weird news I want to get into, because this is the tangent, and your boy Donald might be at it again. Great. With the U.S. immigration and the DACA and Dreamer and what it is. I'm getting an explanation on here of what Dreamer is because I have no idea what it is. Will nearly 800,000 young undocumented immigrants lose protection from deportation? That decision is up to Congress, the Trump administration said Tuesday. Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced that the administration is rescinding the Deferred Action for Child Arrivals, or the DACA program. Pulling the plug on DACA overturns President Barack Obama's signature immigration policy and could upend the lives of more than 750,000 people. But the Trump administration gave Congress a 6-month window to act before any current protected individuals lose their ability to work, study, and live without fear in the U.S. Here's a look at some key questions about the program. Who's been protected by DACA? These are undocumented immigrants who are brought to the United States as children, a group often described as dreamers. Since the Obama administration began DACA in 2012, 787,580 people have been approved for the program. To be eligible, applicants had to have arrived in the U.S. before the age of 60 and have lived there since June 15, 2007. They could not have been older than 30 when the Department of Homeland Security enacted the policy in 2012. Among the accepted applicants, Mexico is by far the biggest country of origin, followed by El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. What does DACA do for them? DACA reciprocates have been able to come out of the shadow and obtain a valid driver's license, enroll in college, and legally secure jobs. They also pay income taxes. The program didn't give them a path to become a U.S. citizen or even legalize permanent residence, something immigrants' rights advocates have criticized, saying it left people in limbo. What has Trump said about DACA? When it comes to talking about the Dreamers and DACA, Trump has been all over the map. He vowed to dismantle the program on the campaign trail, but once he took office, he signaled he might take a softer stance. DACA is a very, very difficult subject for me, I will tell you. To me, it's one of the most difficult subjects I have because you have these incredible kids, Trump said in February. We're going to deal with DACA with heart. So, and this isn't me trying to get really political or anything like that. I've come to this realization that I think this is a very understandable topic to talk about. And I've seen a lot of people put that on their Facebook picture, and that's why I think we should bring it up because it's not a hot button topic, but it's a
topic that is being talked about right now.
And it's like very it's close to me because I am an immigrant and I'm not before anyone asks, no, I'm not an illegal immigrant. I'm from Asia, so man.
He still hasn't shown me his green card though.
Right, because but don't be fucking saying that because then someone's gonna knock on my door asking me about this shit.
Well, they knock on the door, they're not gonna know which Asian kid to question.
Right, but my thing about this, and my problem with DACA is what they said. It gives them
It lets them stay, but it really didn't
help
them go anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't help them become a U.S. citizen. Like, I don't think DACA should be, like...
It shouldn't be the end goal.
No.
That shouldn't have been our final plan.
But I think DACA helps... It's supposed to help young kids.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help their families. And it doesn't help their parents.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with anyone who's like, well, fuck these illegal... Like, they didn't really, like, if you read the bill, they didn't have a... Like, most of these kids don't have a choice.
Yeah.
To come to this country.
Who DACA protects is kids who are brought here by the quote-unquote bad illegal immigrants.
Right.
Like, they're the children of people who came over here.
Right.
So, like, they don't have a choice. They can't get jobs. They're between, like, the ages of, like, 3 and 12, if not even younger. Like,
right.
They can't do a whole lot anyways.
Right. And my thing about this, and so it's hard to, like, really just, like... And you knew something like this was going to happen.
Right.
Like, you can't...
I mean, it's been Trump's running, like, forward front thing is he's really gung-ho against illegal immigrants. Like, so much so, his campaign was to build a wall.
Which we pay for.
Yeah, but, like... whatever. That's not the point. Yeah. But, like, this is proof that, like, at least Trump is following what he campaigned for.
Right. And, like, I mean, I have disagreements with the feller, and I disagree with this, and I'm not gonna...
I'm not backing this by any means.
We're not, like, for me, I'm, like, not gonna, like, shit on him either, but I'm looking at this in, like, this perspective of these aren't the rapists and drug dealers he talked about on his campaign.
Right.
And I think that's, like, what people like sometimes don't understand is that these are kids.
Yeah, these here is affecting kids.
Right. These kids they're not, like, you know, yes, there's some bad kids but that's not
there
all
are also
of them.
Good kids.
Right, exactly. And, like,
a kid's a kid.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're an immigrant or
right.
not.
Right. It's hard to, like, it's like I don't think DACA should be absolved. I think we should rethink how DACA works.
Well, yeah, kind of like here, I'm going to kind of equate it to Obamacare. Something Obama did was help form the premise for us to do things. Like, Obamacare could have moved us towards cheaper/free healthcare.
Right.
DACA could have moved us towards helping these kids and getting them citizenship.
Which I think it was.
Yeah,
like,
it was progress towards it.
And that's the thing. Like, you're killing... Yes, was Obamacare... Did it suck in the beginning? Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it was premise. He changed it. We worked on it. We figured it out.
And it was still working on it before he left and all that. Like, and that's the thing. Like, you can't just... Like, you have a premise. You have a basis. You already have, like, DACA's the foundation of what you can do to help these people.
Yeah, DACA was the beginning, and you needed to build upon it.
Right. Instead of destroying it. Like, because then what do? Like, these kids...
Now they're SOL.
Right. They could be SOL. They're not SOL right now.
Not yet.
They could be.
But they could be.
Depending on how Congress works.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know... If it does really bother you, talk to your local congressman. Unless you're in Northwest Iowa, don't talk to your local congressman.
Yeah, you won't get anything.
You won't get any. Trust me, you won't get anything from him. I'm not.
Even if you do end up talking to him, he's not going to do shit.
Right.
He won't do shit either way, for or against.
Right. So I mean, you know, like. But your voice matters. Your voice counts.
Yeah, that's the whole point of our everything.
Right.
Everybody's voice matters at least a little bit.
Right. And, like, I know people are like, no, it doesn't. The government's a shadow government. Blah blah blah. Like,
fuck it. Everything's rigged. You're right. Fuck you.
Well, it's not rigged. It was just kind of like, you know. It's just like I said. It's almost, you know. It's almost. Oh my God! It's almost been a year since the election.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been going strong.
He's been going, like, you know, it's I like I said, like, I want just to, you know, walk in their shoes. Like, I always like to, like, make that point. Walk in these guys' shoes. Like, they're not.
You don't know anything about somebody unless you have walked in their shoes or looked at their life or actually done something. A lot of the people who are making the rules right now are people who have struggled very little in their life,
right?
Who have been handed a lot of things, and they don't understand
right
lower middle class
well, I
people.
I think that's what's wrong with our government in general lately.
We don't really have a lot of representation in our government of
poor,
the lower
class. Like, let's not go poor. Let's go lower class. Like,
yeah, like even lower middle class.
Yeah.
Like, you don't start really having people in politics past, like, low representatives or, like, just people in your community.
Right.
That, until you get to, like, upper middle to upper class, that's when you actually start becoming, like, a big moving person.
And you know, but the reason why it just sucks because, like, you know, like I said, it's not a bad, it's not...
I'm not angry at the way our government works.
No,
that's not the problem.
Like, that's how life is.
Yeah, like we elect people, we elect the bigger people. That's the way it works. That's the way we have it set up.
Right,
and that's fine.
Right,
but at the same time, we seem to have a really hard time finding somebody who represents a different grouping than what we already have.
Right, and like, I'm not saying like I have beef with Barry. I just, before anyone's like, you're just a filthy liberal. I have some beef with what Barry did too.
Yeah.
There's some things I have beef with what Barry did too.
Yeah.
There
hasn't been a politician in any level of our government that I've been 100% with.
I mean, even when people were like rooting for your boy Bernie, I was like, oh, we'll see.
I was like, there are some things, but other things I'm like,
right, and like that's what I mean, and it's really it's hard.
Yeah, well,
it's hard to like scale out a politician.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. The politician is one person with lots of people backing them, so you're not gonna fall exactly in line.
Right.
An easy way to kind of do it is a person you mesh with the best or the most.
Right.
Like, if this person hits 70% of the things that you're with, they're probably somebody good to follow. Because it's hard to find somebody you agree with 80-90% of the time. Because everybody's different. Everybody's an individual. So, like...
Right.
Like, in this next election, there is not going to be a clone of me walking up there and I'm going to be like, I feel him. Every word he just said, I agree with. It's not going to happen.
No, and you're never going to have a politician you 100% agree with.
Right. Everybody, you're going to kind of sway either, whoa, or you're not doing enough, man, or some shit like that.
There's always something. Like, and they take a bunch of shit, too. Like, I'm not like...
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love looking at, like, the Donald memes, like, I mean, some people are really fucking, like, harsh. Like,
some of them are funny, but some are just downright, holy shit.
Some of them are savage as fuck. And, like, you know, I don't personally like the guy, but I'm not gonna be like... You know, I'm not wishing for his death or anything.
Right, I'm not one
of
the people who are like, fuck this guy, I hope he gets in a fucking war and we just send him on his own to fight this shit.
Because I don't want that either. Like,
right?
People are like, let's have a world war. Like, I was like, dude, I don't want to see that at all, because, like, fuck that.
All these fucking posts of, you send your best player, and it's, like, Donald Trump holding a tennis racket or, like, playing the fucking Atari or some shit like that. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that either.
I don't want any of that. Like, I don't even want to be in a war at all. Like,
if we can make it through an entire presidential thing without starting a new war, good on you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you are the meanest, fucked up, most self-genociding person. As long as we aren't starting new wars.
Right.
Like, we could elect Hitler 2.0, and as long as he's not raging wars outside of our country and we're trying to fix within and do shit within,
Fine. Like, just, I don't want, like, Afghanistan 2 Electric Boogaloo. Like,
you don't need that shit again.
See, and that's my problem with it, you know? Let's get a little bit more lighthearted now. I'm actually feeling like we got got into that. But, like I said, just, like, that was in the news, and I was like, let's talk about DACA.
Yeah.
And then we talked about politics. And I know we've always said we weren't going to get political. And it kind of, Alex last week kind of broke the gate on that because she started getting on Planned Parenthood and things. And I'm like, what? All right, fuck it. Yeah, well, this is a podcast. It's our opinion.
It's hard to voice your opinion, especially on something where we like talk about topics that are important at the time. Politics are important.
Right.
They're always out there. It's hard to not hit on them every once in a while.
And I started to think like that because I started, like, you know, the podcast. The reason the podcast, we started doing the podcast because I watched Spill.com and they turned to Double Toasted, and they started doing this kind of stuff too, where they pick up major news stories and just voice their opinion on, do their research. And I was like, you know what, we could try that, and if it like ends up making us sound like we're like fucking feminazis, then we'll stop. But I feel like we don't sound like, you know, like super like, burn the flag, like, you know, like, because I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe in burning the flag either. Like, I know it's freedom of speech. That's kind of
fucked up.
It's freedom of speech. Like, I'm not gonna not defend their right to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I would never, like, beforehand, like, before I say this, I would never burn the flag, because I just think that's extremely disrespectful.
Right.
But, like, I'm not gonna dog on someone who, like, thinks it's, you know, they do that because it's their right.
It's their own thing. I'm one of the people where I let people do their own shit.
Right.
As long as you're not fucking with me, my friends, and my family, like, directly,
well, it's just,
you do you.
It's just like when we were like, you know, we make jokes about the white supremacists and things like that.
Right.
Like, but I made that point, like, I don't think it's fair that they lost their jobs if they were on a day off.
Yeah, like, if it's their day off, they weren't interfering with their work. They weren't behind on shit. Right. They shouldn't have lost their jobs.
Right, see, and I think that's fucked up. Like, I believe that, like, if you're a white supremacist and you get punched in the face, that's your fault, because you do have freedom of speech, but you don't have freedom of consequence.
Exactly.
See, and that's my problem with how how I think a lot of Americans think, though, is that, like, well, I have freedom of speech, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's right. You have the freedom of speech to say this, but you also have the freedom of consequence.
Yeah, you also have the freedom
get your
of
ass
getting
beat for doing some dumb shit. Like,
and then the person who beats your ass also has consequences.
Right.
That's the way it works.
And they're not gonna, like, you know...
Just because somebody, like, either way, it doesn't matter if it's a pro, left or right rally or whatever, people are gonna go, they're gonna rally, they're gonna voice their opinion. Somebody from the other side is going to be there and fighting back.
Right.
You both have the right to say what you want.
Right.
You both have the right to go too far and start throwing punches, start saying real shit, start fucking with each other, start hitting people with cars, shit like this. But you're gonna get consequences for whatever you do.
That is my thing, and that is my thing. Like, I don't think, like, it's the like I've talked about like protesters blocking the highway. It's their fucking right to do that, but if, like, whatever happens to them is what happens to them.
Right. It's also the car's right to drive on the fucking highway. That's what it's there for.
And, you know, and that's where I stand. Like, you know, you have the right to, like, I get that, like, people are protesting, they feel like their voice isn't heard. Like, then that's good. That's good. Like, you need that. That, like, you need that kind of conflict to get your idea out there.
Right.
I'm not saying that like that, like, but there are peaceful protests.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, the thing that's shitty about this, and I think we've had this conversation before. I don't think it was on something.
Something.
But we talked about how, you know, oh yeah, it was another tangent. Like, no one ever fucking notices the peaceful ones. They only notice the ones that are like, fuck it, like, you know, they only notice the ones that are rioting and shit like that. Like,
going crazy. Big things get noticed. Small peaceful things don't. Conflict gets noticed. Sadly, that's the world we live in. People hurting people, people fucking with people, that's what get noticed.
Right, which sucks. Like, I don't want to go in, like, you know, like, I haven't liked reading the news since I was in high school. Like, it's always been fucking depressing. Right?
The news is always a bunch of sad shit, a bunch of aggravating shit, and a bunch of what the fuckery.
Right, and it's just like, you know... And I'm not here to change anyone's opinion on DACA, and I just wanted to let everyone know.
Yeah, we're just letting you know what's happening.
Like, and what I felt about it. And, like, I'm not an illegal immigrant, but I feel for these people. I feel for these, like, I have been blessed enough to get here legally.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people
everybody does.
Not everyone does. And that's the thing that, like, you know, I want everyone to know that, like, everyone's story is different, and you know, you just don't know. Like, you could all have something in common.
Right?
Legal immigrant or not.
Yeah.
Like, the fear of clowns, because fuck clowns.
Because fuck clowns. Clowns are terrifying.
Clowns are very terrifying. And boy, is Sydney, Australia taking their it marketing to a whole new level.
Yeah, they fucking are.
Holy
crap.
Yeah, it's really interesting, though. Sydney premiere gets cool red balloon marketing campaign. any manhole you fucking see in Sydney, Australia, there is a nice red balloon that says, "It's closer than you think. Hashtag It Movies in Cinemas September 7th. Mm-hmm. I think that's fucking dope.
That's cool. And that's something that, like, once that got started, I bet the company didn't even have to do that everywhere.
Right.
They probably did that to about 7 manhole covers.
Yeah.
And then it just exploded with other people doing the same thing or just leaving red balloons everywhere. Like, that's something that's a simple campaign, like leaving a red balloon explodes incredibly easy because I can go to 7 different stores in this punk-ass town and get red balloons.
Right. And then I can just fucking do this. You know, I'm not. I mean, it's considered vandalism, but like, you know, I'm tempted.
It's tempted to leave a red balloon somewhere, like even on your fucking front door. Like.
Right. I think it's a little tempting. We're getting into, like, you know, we're gonna get a little bit more lighthearted now, guys. Don't worry.
We're getting there. It'll get there.
We're getting into. I don't think this kid has ever seen it. Their mom is just probably super obsessed with this, but this kid is cosplaying as Pennywise the Clown, and you can look at pictures in this, and that kid is fucking terrifying.
A little bit, yeah.
That kid is terrifying. Fuck this kid.
Yeah,
like,
this is just...
No!
That picture...
Yeah.
Okay, so if you Google Pennywise kid and you're, like, seeing the real pictures, the scariest one is the one where the kid is, like, just barely poking their head above the water. That's just not cool. Bruh, that's not right.
I'm not gonna lie. If this kid comes to my house on Halloween, I'm punching him in the fucking face.
Right.
Like, he's like, trick or treat. I'm like, nah, this is a trick, bitch. Get the fuck out. Die.
I know this is a trick. He's shutting the door. Walk away.
Like, I'll give him, like, an extra piece of candy because he, like, took it like a champ. But yeah, fuck that, man. Like,
yeah, if the kid's still like, can I have my candy? I'll be like, fine. Just get the fuck out. I'll give you extra candy if you just go home now.
Right. And so, you know, that's the thing, like, this is a weird time where, like, there's 2 Stephen King adaptations that are coming out. The Dark Tower, which was a fucking mess.
Which is disappointing because I loved that series.
Right, and, like, I feel like you dodged a bullet, though.
Right, I still kind of want to see it, but now I'm just waiting for it to be, like, in Redbox or some bullshit like that.
Like, as you know, we do movie reviews and we, like, divvy out the reviews.
God.
And, like, sometimes we get, like, garbage fires, like Wish Upon, and sometimes you get a chance to see The Dark Tower, which I was like, I was like, I don't need to see it. Mm-hmm. And we all agreed that, like, you know, Jay was going to see it and Jay saw it, and so that, like Mathieson went to go see it too.
Uh-huh.
And they both really disliked it. I think Lindsay disliked it more, and I know, Braden, you're probably going to listen to this because you listen to everything, but, like, I know you try to, like, defend The Dark Tower, but I'm like, you're young, man. You're going to watch this movie in your 20s, and you're going to be like, oh, that was a terrible movie.
Right.
Like, you know, like, you know. And then we're going to go into this another lightheartening this. British schoolgirl pulls Excalibur from lake, becomes the new King of England. This is obviously, like, she didn't really become the new King of England.
Right.
But, one of the most enduring aspects of Arthurian lore is that the King Arthur was prophesied to return and save and unite Britain in his darkest hour. Whether Arthur actually existed is still a subject of debate, but there is a 7-year-old girl named Matilda Jones who recently pulled a sword out of the Dazamary Pool, the legendary resting place of Arthur's iconic blade Excalibur. That's really fucking cool.
Right?
Like, 4-foot sword.
Yeah, dude, this kid needs to keep this sword, and that needs to be, like, mounted above her bed now, and she can be the reincarnation of Arthur. I'll stand behind her.
Yeah, I like that. We believe that Monty Python's Holy Grail said it best. Strange woman lying in pond distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from the mandate from the masses, not from a farcical aquatic ceremony.
I don't know. I think that'd be a fun way to start doing shit. You'd find up with all kinds of weird-ass people leading things.
Right. So we're gonna get into some awesome, funny news. Cops. Frat party cited for indoor waterfall, minors drinking.
Uh-oh.
So what had happened is that police officers were called because a college frat did not have the proper fucking notice. Oh, okay. Authorities say underage drinking and a waterfall pouring down a staircase led police to break up a party at Massachusetts Institute MIT.
Uh-oh.
Boston police say the first floor of the Phi Delta Theta fraternity house was being operated as a nightclub with low light, strobe lights, DJ on Sunday night without the approval of the City of Boston's license division. Police say detectives observed someone under 21 with a can of beer. They say the frat boys had also installed a waterfall on the upper floor that soaked the marble staircase.
Oh, jeez.
Fraternity president issued a violation of hazardous conditions inside of the building and other offenses. The fraternity and MIT do not immediately respond to the request for comment Wednesday. All right, so... Hey, that's a pretty fucking baller move on their behalf,
right?
Turning and it's MIT. It's
MIT. They're a bunch of averagely smart to smarter people,
right? It's weird. It
ain't no community college. It's MIT. They're and it's a fraternity, so these kids are taking classes and actually doing shit. So there's this one engineering kid or architecture kid or whoever is you know what? This is a marble staircase. Water won't erode it. Who wants a waterfall? I want a waterfall. Getting a waterfall.
They made it into a nightclub. I think that's the most...
Right? They decked out their first floor into a nightclub. They were probably making bank too.
Right.
I know fraternities charge a cover fee to get in, and they were probably charging per beer if they made it a fucking nightclub.
Jesus Christ. This is just a weird story that I think is funny. Maine's Passy Pete lobster predicts 6 more weeks of summer.
Oh, God.
Belfast, Maine. A group of mariners say Passy Pete the lobster has predicted 6 more weeks of summer at an annual ceremony. The crustacean has been fished out of the Passagawasaga River for past 3 years in a tradition modeled after a framed groundhog. I'm not going to fucking try to say his name. Winter's prediction in Pennsylvania. David Krabiel, wow, funny, and his business partner David Brassbridge thought up the eccentric ceremony as a way to have some fun. Each year, a group of barons flanks Passy Pete as he picks a scroll to determine whether Maine will see an extended summer or be greeted by winter. This year's ceremony took place... just took place Monday. So, y'all motherfucker, no offense, Max, this is gonna sound super racist, but this is shit white people do continuously that I just don't understand.
Right. I'm white, but sometimes I look at other white people and I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah,
this is why everybody else thinks we're crazy.
Right, yeah. Again...
Running around with tiki torches and pulling up lobsters to figure out if we fucking have more summer or not.
Not gonna lie, my people do rain dances. They used to do rain dances and shit to make it rain or not have monsoons. Maybe throw a bitch in a volcano to tide something, but
you don't mostly do that anymore. Yeah. No, white people are still coming up with crazy ass new shit.
White people do some crazy ass shit, like I'm saying, the way people hey, you never see a black dude man, if I don't step on that crack, I'll break my mama's back. No, it's usually white people that are oh, don't step on that.
Oh my God, I can't take this world. The sidewalk's all cracked.
Yeah, or there's a penny on the ground, not pick it up because it's heads. I'm that's a white person thing.
Right. I'll pick up a penny either way, dude. It's a penny. It goes in my change jar. When my change jar is full, I throw it in my checking account.
Jersey Shore towns ban elaborate tents to help overcrowding. Let's read.
So you can't have a fancy tent.
A New Jersey Shore town is banning elaborate tents from the beach as a way to help alleviate crowding. Belmore's council voted Tuesday night to stop so-called beach spreading, taking effect in the summer season of 2018. Large tents and canopies will be banned from Memorial Day until Labor Day. Mayor Matt Doherty says the increasing number of tents had gotten out of hand. He says he's not in favor of more government regulation, but people weren't using common sense. He tells the Absurdity Park Press he has received complaints from the Department of Public Works, police, lifeguards, patrons about, what the fuck?
Oh no.
About the tents that makes crowding worse. I mean, I can get that.
I understand. If you're taking over entire beaches and shit just with a bunch of tents, you're kind of ruining the fun for everybody. I mean, if you're out there with 6 people in one tent, a big tent's fine. But I know there are dudes out there where there's 2 of them, and they got a 7-person tent. One of their rooms is in the damn tent is just for a beer cooler and shit like that. And you're dude, come on.
Yeah, no, it's the Jersey Shore. Fuck those guys.
Right. I mean, whatever. They had a show once.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have had a show. It was weird.
Right, it got weird. All right, another one. Police terrified by red it balloons tied to sewer grates.
Oh, God.
Oh, let's read this. Lizette, Pennsylvania. Police officer in small-town Pennsylvania towns are evidently afraid of a certain homicidal clown. The Lilitz Police Department on Tuesday posted photos of red balloon pranksters tied to a pair of sewer grates. A red balloon is calling card of Pennywise, the sewer-dwelling child-eating clown in Stephen King's horror novel It. The hotly anticipated movie version opens in theaters Friday. In a playful Facebook post, police write they admire pranksters' creativity, but were completely terrified while removing the balloon, and respectfully request they do not do that again. Police also suggest that people watch previews of the movie with the lights turned on and the volume turned low. The police department post ends with the famous line from the book, "You'll float too." So, remember we were talking about with that? Like, yeah, like we said, like, you know.
Like, all for the movie and shit, all for this book, but, like, don't be fucking with people, dude. Some people are genuinely scared of this shit.
Right, and, like
it's
just kind of like when the clown, like, the fucking, like, homicidal clown thing last year, like...
Yeah, dude, we had clowns running around with, like, fucking swords and guns and shit and, like, terrifying people.
Right, and,
Can we not fuck with clowns for a little bit?
And it's not even that, like, that's just shitty in general. Like, you know, I saw, like, when we watched some of those videos, like, those dudes were, like, running in front of cars and, like, curving, they quick curve. Like, that's fucking dangerous, first of all. Like... Yeah, like this is just like a little like prank and all, like, and I get a little chuckle reading about it, but like at the same time it's like, you know, there are fucking crazy people who actually take this shit seriously,
right?
Which bothers the fuck out of me that they like. There's people who actually take, like, you know, Ed Wayne Gacy dressed as a clown and killed kids, man. That's what, you know,
right? Exactly. Like, the cops were probably more terrified of the fact that there could be some dude sitting in the sewer grates where all these red fucking balloons were, more than the actual fact that there's a red balloon or that the movie's coming out. Because people are crazy. People go nuts for shit like this. The horror mindfuckery things. So, like, if you're fucking with people, don't fuck with people, please.
Library fines cannot be paid with Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Damn it.
A Massachusetts library is reminding residents that the Chuck E. Cheese tokens are not acceptable form of payment for overdue book fine. Peabody Institute Library in Danvers, Massachusetts posted on Facebook this week. The library has had a surge of people attempting to pay fines and printing fees with tokens from Chuck E. Cheese and Bonkers, a Peabody amusement center, this summer. The library says that the tokens are not legal tender and cannot be accepted. Bookkeeper Sue Conto tells the Salem News that she had counted 3 Chuck E. Cheese tokens one day before realizing they weren't real money. Alright, yo, that's like...
Dude, isn't a Chuck E. Cheese token, like, bright gold and, like, very obviously Chuck E. Cheese has got a giant rat on it?
Right. No, I actually can't remember. The closest thing I have is the fucking up-down token that we use.
Yeah, and those are obviously not coins either. Like,
right.
Maybe a Sacagawea golden dollar.
Right.
If you're really not paying attention.
Right. So, like, with this in mind, like... First of all, baller move, like, on people's behalf that can do this shit, and, like, that's fucking incredible to me, and I think it's funny.
Alright, yeah, so I just pulled up a picture of a Chuck E. Cheese token.
Yeah.
Like, that looks nothing like any coin we have here in America.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
It looks like a Sacagawea coin with, like, a rat on it.
Yeah, like, if somebody just hands you a bundle of these coins, and they're, like... Their fee is $4, and they hand you 4 of these golden coins, and you don't look at them, and they happen to say, yeah, these are Sacagawea, like, golden dollars or some shit, you might get away with it. But if you look down, there is a giant, smiling mouse face on there. Like, that ain't Sacagawea. I don't know how bad you were at school, but I'm pretty sure that's not what she looked like.
I mean, if that's what they got, that's what they got, man. That's totally understandable.
See, if I worked at the library, though... If people were handing me Chuck E. Cheese tokens, if I could equate out, like, some, like, balance or some shit, I would take, like, 3 Chuck E. Cheese tokens for, like, a week-length book. And then, like, at the end of the month, I'd go party at Chuck E. Cheese's. Who gives a fuck?
I totally understand.
Right?
Did you ever use Tinder?
No.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been married for too long for Tinder to be a thing.
Tinder didn't exist when you were married, before you got...
No,
yeah,
no, it didn't.
It came out right when you got married.
Yeah.
You missed out. You missed out a little bit. Except for on this, woman on Tinder date gets stuck in window trying to retrieve her own poop.
What?
Yeah, let's read into this. Earlier this week, Liam Smythe, a grad student at Britain's University of Bristol, had a nice dinner with a woman he met on Tinder. The night was still young, so he invited her over to his house to drink wine and watch a documentary about Scientology, he wrote on a GoFundMe page.
Lol.
At some point, the unidentified woman asked to use his bathroom. When she returned, Smith said she had a panic look in her eye. Smythe said the woman told him, "I went for a poo in your toilet, and it would not flush." He then claims the woman confessed to reaching into the toilet, wrapping the dookie in the tissue paper, and throwing it out the window. Wanting to be a gentleman, Smythe suggested going outside together, bagging up the offending poo, throwing it away, and then pretending the whole sorry affair had never happened, he recalled. Unfortunately, the story gets crappier. Ha 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 ha. Damn you, Gil. Did you write this article? Fucking Gil wrote this article. Smythe's bathroom window doesn't open to the garden, but into an 18-inch gap that is separated from the outside world by another non-opening double-glazed window. It was into this twilight zone that my date had thrown her poo, he wrote. According to Smythe, when he went to get the hammer to smash the window, his date decided to climb in headfirst to retrieve the poop herself, which she was able to do successfully. That's when they realized she was stuck upside down.
Oh my god!
I grabbed her waist and pulled her up, but she was stuck fast. Smythe wrote in the GoFundMe page. Try as we might, we could not remove her from the window. She was stuck fast, upside down in the gap. At the point, he called for help, and an emergency crew drove up within minutes. About 15 minutes later, the woman was free.
Oh my god.
The story might not seem to pass the ER sniff test at first glance. However, Avon Fire and Rescue, the fire company that rescued the young woman, confirmed the Bristol Post that they responded to a call from Smythe's address, where they rescued a woman trapped between interior and exterior glass. Firefighter Chris Crochers said when another rescuer arrived, he saw that the woman was well and truly stuck, with her face squashed against the glass, according to the release. We often find when people are stuck, they can start to panic very quickly, and so we do our best to keep them calm until we can free them, Crothers said in the release. I started chatting to her, and she told the whole story about how she had become stuck. She was quite open about the whole thing. I think that she had gone past the point of embarrassment. Yeah. Firefighters freed the woman from the glass prison by removing beading around the edge of the window, glazing, and they actually talked. Although she led the upside down from some time, the company of a few spiders, she was absolutely fine and just pleased to be free. The fire department also tweeted the photo of the rescue, linking to Smythe's GoFundMe page. Oh my god, look at this. She's actually legitimately stuck.
Oh my god.
Oh god. The replacement will cost $390, the same as his monthly budget, hence the GoFundMe page.
Oh my god.
It seems that many people sympathize with the situation. Smythe has already received more than $2,700 in donations. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you on this. I've had some weird shit happen to me on Tinder. Not like as weird as this, but like weird shit. But the thing that gets me on this is that $2,700.
Right.
Like there are people dying from fucking cancer.
Right.
And these motherfuckers are like fucking financing this shit. And I'm just like, what?
Dude, they're almost on their way to replacing this dude's window 10 times. She could fuck up this date 9 more times, and they'd still pay for it.
What? That's just fucked up, man.
Right? Like, I don't mind starting a GoFundMe page or whatever for him to replace the window, but dude just kind of kept letting it go to see how much money he could get by the end of the month, and it was like, cool.
Right, and you know, like I said, I've had some weird-ass dates on Tinder. I've never had someone, like, throw their shit out.
Right.
That's a little unsettling.
See, I would have rather her just leave it in the toilet and been like, I can't get your toilet to flush. I would have been like, fine, close the lid, I'll go fix the toilet. Would have been like, fine, don't give a shit.
That's just the thing that bothers me. Like, this is just like one of the most baffling things ever. Like,
Right?
Like, I get that, like some people are uncomfortable taking a shit on your first date, like, you know.
Right? And that's totally reasonable. That's fine. But, like, she had to go, obviously, and, like...
I fucking guess that's reasonable.
I'm not saying she was reasonable to throw it out. Like, she had to go, so she's gonna go. I just think it's weird that she, like, tried to fucking fish it out and throw it out the window.
She was trying to hide the evidence.
Dude, everybody poops!
Right, like, there's a book about it.
Everybody poops! I don't give a shit.
That blows my... God, I want a weird Tinder date like that. Like not like where she throws their shit out my porch or something like that.
Yeah, you don't have a window in your bathroom.
So she's probably gonna...
She just, like, leave it in the
little
trash bag or, like, something, and be like, I couldn't get your toilet to flush, I pooped, and I couldn't get to flush, so where's... You go to, like, fix it. Where's your poop?
Oh, God.
Oh, it's in your trash.
Oh.
I shoved it down your sink drain.
Oh, God. But that's the thing, like, I think, like, maybe I should just make a GoFundMe page that, like, I was like, girl broke up with me. Help me.
Help.
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 Help. we got just a few more news stories.
All right.
Fake architects sentenced in Operation Vandalid Industries. Okay, Sargasso Springs, New York, a fake architect named Newman has been sentenced to 2 to 7 years in state prison for posing as an architect in eastern New York. Paul J. Newman was ordered Tuesday by the Saratoga County Court to pay more than $115,000 to his victims in Albany, Rensselaer, and Saratoga counties. Newman pleaded guilty in June to grand larceny and fraud after an investigation by New York's Attorney General dubbed Operation Vandalid Industries. Attorney General Edric Schneidman's office and Newman had rendered fraudulent architectural services since 2010. Victims included municipalities and businesses. Schroederman dubbed the operation as to nab Newman, Vandal Industries, in reference to a long-running joke in Seinfeld by a fictional company by that name. The character named Newman was Jerry's nemesis on the sitcom. Alright, that's the thing. Like, this dude got away with it for 7 years.
Right? This is almost like the one where, God, it happened around here. Some dude was selling houses he didn't own and was, like, cashing checks. Like, in the winter, because we're in an area where people are gone a lot in the winter, they move to their other house. He was selling off people's summer homes and, like, cashing the check for himself. Like, people were getting ready to move in and shit.
No, wait, for real? That, like, actually
yeah, that
happened?
fucking happened. Dude got away with, like, well, by the time they eventually caught him, he had gotten, like, $500,000 in, like, people buying houses from him of houses he didn't own. I mean, he only lasted probably 6 months. But, like, dude was just selling houses he didn't own. And, like, once he cleared it and, like, got their check, he basically, like, broke in and, like, replaced the lock and gave them a key to that new lock and was like, here's your house. People were, like, moving into these fucking houses.
That's... What?
Yeah!
That's a... What?
Yeah, that fucking happened.
Like, the summer homes up at the lakes?
Yeah, it happened, like, 2 years ago.
That's a baller move.
Right? I mean,
like,
dude's in jail now for, like, the next 10 years.
Yeah, no,
but,
like, I
still.
get you on that, but damn, like, I'm not saying to promote grand larceny or anything like that, but that's impressive as fuck.
Yeah, some people's get-rich schemes, like, make them a lot of money real quick, and then you're like, oh,
right.
That's highly illegal.
Right. So, man's drug dealer's shoe collection is being put on sale, and the reason I'm going to bring this up is because it's an interesting story. In Newark, Ohio, a central Ohio county is selling off an assortment of collectible sneakers sized from a convicted drug dealer. The Columbus Dispatch reports there are 76 boxes of confiscated footwear up for sale by Licking County officials. Bids will be accepted through September 15th on the website govdeals.com. Proceeds will be used to fund drug investigations by the Licking County law enforcement forces that found the sneakers. The name brand shoes range from 10 to 12, size 10 to 12.
I fit in that range.
Yeah, same here. 48-year-old Newmark man who owned the sneakers received 11 years in prison last month after being convicted of possessing more than half a pound of cocaine and 100 pills containing the deadly opioid fentanyl. Yo. Is there like some Jordans in there? Because like I'm willing to go onto that.
Right,
like,
I'm kind of tempted to go look at govdeals.com.
Yeah, like,
and be like, get some free like cheap shoes. I'll pay for shipping. Like, fuck it.
Like, here's my thing about dudes who get like caught with this shit though. Like, remember talking about the dude who got caught with like 60,000 pills of like ecstasy?
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers are ballsy. Like,
dude, you got a lot of shit.
Yeah, like I always felt like awkward carrying a gram of weed, but these motherfuckers are like, you know what? I got a half pound of cocaine. Like,
right? I don't give a shit.
Bro.
I'll sell this off and buy more shit. And you're like, dude, you're moving a lot of products. Slow down. Holy crap!
He's like 11 years in prison too, and I'm just like, and it's
dude
like,
is 48 when he got caught. He's gonna be 60 by the time he gets out. You know what he's gonna do? Because now he's 60 and he's not gonna have any money. Sell drugs.
Yeah, but this is like, okay, all right. This is where I stand. If it was pot, totally be like, oh, that's fucked up. This is like half a pound of cocaine,
right?
And fentanyl, dude. That's a fucked up shit.
Right, that shit can kill you.
Right, and you know.
Like, I mean, he didn't have a crap load of this stuff, dude. If dude had like 50 pounds of this shit and like 10,000 pills, I'd been like, whoa, what are you doing?
And we're gonna end with this funny story. Dutch man in prison for stealing plastic duck.
Oh, God.
The Hague, Netherlands. A Dutch judge has called foul play foul play on a man who abducted and damaged a giant rubber duck.
What?
Prosecutors say in the statement that the 45-year-old was sentenced Wednesday to 8 weeks in prison for stealing a 3-foot, high bright yellow plastic duck from outside the Gonsdale and the Goud Duck Cafe in the central Dutch city of Godman. On June 23rd, the duck toy was later found badly damaged elsewhere in the city, prosecutors say. The prosecution statement says the man will only have to serve 2 weeks if he undergoes lifestyle training. The judge also ordered him to pay $880 compensation to the owners of the cafe. Alright, so
it sounds like a dude got way too drunk and this lifestyle training is like undercover AA. Like, we're not telling you to go to AA, but this is the shit you need to do.
That's the thing that really gets me on this. Like, not like why are they fucking arresting this dude? Like, y'all motherfuckers just need to stop touching shit.
Right? Is it yours? No? Don't touch it.
Like, some people are like 5-year-olds. They're like, oh my God, let me touch it. I'm so drunk. And I'm like, no, don't.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Well, it never said the dude was drunk, but I'm assuming he was drunk because he managed to run away with a 3-foot giant duck and managed to get it somewhere else in the town and damage it before people found him.
I just want to like think of what the police report was like, dude.
Dude, the police report, there were probably like 7 people calling before they actually found the dude of crazy man running around town with giant duck.
Right, and
what?
Where I stand is like, this is the one thing that gets me on that. Is it's kind of like, I've had to file a police report for my bike being stolen and how awkward I fucking felt filing that police report. I can only imagine the guy's like, so what was taken? There was a 1 meter duck that was taken from me.
Yeah, our duck mascot that sits outside our restaurant got jacked today. What? Our giant duck got stolen.
Or they probably go there all the time. They're like, oh yeah, I know that place. That's a very nice place.
Right. Oh, you mean Duck Place? Duck Cafe, great.
Yeah, great Duck Cafe. And I'm like, oh damn, that's really like.
How dare they steal giant duck?
Right, but like people are fucking.
Right.
It's just like when we read that thing about like the whole like that kid ruining that fucking like coffin. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers just need to like stop touching shit.
Quit touching shit.
Right. So that's been our
weekly. It ain't yours.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's been our weekly tangent. I'm Kien.
I'm Max.
Like I said, this will be replacing the Robro podcast for a little bit. We will be bringing it back.
Yep.
I promise you that. Bye.
Bye.